Hi friends, welcome to the mentoring workshop. You guys are in here because you want to be mentors to other students who could maybe use your help or maybe are having a tough time with certain things. Now, one of the things that I've heard in the past is that you want to be a mentor, but sometimes you're just unsure how to be a good mentor. I've seen a lot of people work together but not really getting the success that you could have if you're doing things correctly. So I actually have a problem on the board that I want to see how we would go through and solve this. So forget mentoring, forget everything, let's just go through and solve this question together. So it says, what is the length of the tread of the stairs if the slope has a 20% grade and the stair is 4 inches high? So what would you do if you were solving this problem? What do you think you would do first? What would be the first step for you? Yeah?
I think I would start by drawing the stairs.
Okay, so let's start by drawing out the steps. Okay, so we've got our set of stairs. Then we would then do what?
Label them.
Label the stairs. Okay. So step 1, draw it out. Okay, what would be step 2? What would you do next? Yeah.
Well, you could put 20% into a fraction form so you can figure out what the rise and the run of each stair is.
Okay, great. So let's put 20% in fraction form so we can find the rise and the run. So what is 20% as a fraction?
20 over 100, which goes into 1/5.
20 over 100. Why is it 20 over 100?
20% out of 100.
Right, percent is out of 100. That reduces to...
You set up the rise over run into fraction form.
Okay, so explain what you mean by that.
Like the rise would be 4,
The rise would be 4.
and the run is an x because we don't know what that is.
The run is an x because we don't know that, right? So you've got rise over run. Let's take a quick time out for a second and look at what we just did to solve this. Okay, did I tell you what to do in any of these?
No.
Not really. So when we went through this problem, what were some things that I did and what were some things that you did? Yeah.
You asked us questions.
Questions? Okay. Actually, let's do this. Take 30 seconds with the table that you're at now, and just think of some of the things that I did and some of the things that you did for us to get through this kind of problem.
Yeah, we went step by step, and he asked us like follow-up questions.
And then you told us like if we did something wrong, then you showed us what we would get if we did that and why it wasn't right.
Let's add to that what the teacher did kind of column. What happened? So I asked some questions. What else?
He kind of let us like step by step without actually telling us what the step was. So like.
Let's step by step. Okay, without giving you the answers.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah.
You didn't go too fast to the point where we didn't understand.
Okay, so slow explanations.
Yeah.
What else?
You corrected us.
Well, corrected me when I when I said to like multiply. You said you don't do it like that.
But you didn't say.
You didn't.
what the correct answer was.
Yeah, you let us.
Corrections with without giving away anything. No, you're wrong. Okay, good. All right. So as I went through, you're right. I asked a bunch of questions. I led step by steps. I went through the slow explanations without giving anything away. Corrected you if you were wrong. So I want to quickly go over just some good qualities and bad qualities of possible scenarios that could come up while you are while people are mentoring, or maybe situations you've encountered that you're like, no, this isn't working so well, or yes, this is awesome. Feel free to eat your lunch. It's okay.
I have a negative one.
Okay, so a bad situation that happens.
I forgot how to solve the problem.
Okay. Forgot how to solve. That's not necessarily a bad thing. No, and I'll tell you why in a second. So a bad situation happened that, oh my gosh, I forgot how to solve the problem. Okay, what are some other let's start off actually with some good things. Like what makes a good mentor in your mind? What makes someone be a good mentor to another person who's maybe struggling or just needs some help or maybe needs some little advice? Yeah.
Patience.
Patience. Oh man, now you can say a word that I can't spell either.
Patience.
Patience.
Yeah,
Okay.
good job.
What else? So a good mentor needs patience. What else? Yeah.
You should be kind.
Kind. Explain what you mean by that.
Like, if you're like, you shouldn't like yell at them when they don't get it. Like you have to, okay, well, like, what do you know? Just be nice. Be a nice person.
Just simply just be a nice person, right? Don't get frustrated. Like,
Exactly.
got it. Okay. What else? What else makes a good mentor? Yeah.
Knowing what they're talking about.
What do you mean?
Like, you don't want to teach them something you don't know.
Oh, so like you better know the topic. Okay. So mentor should know the topic. But think about what happened to Miriam, right? She was a mentor, but she forgot how to solve something. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and we'll explain why in a second. That's not necessarily a bad thing. What else makes a good mentor? Think of the things we wrote down that I did that you said helped. Yeah.
I like saying asking questions because I already said that. But
No, that's good. That's a great thing. Asking questions.
Going step by step.
Okay, step by step. Excellent.
listening.
Listening. Can you explain what you mean by listen?
Like, I guess that there's different ways that people solve stuff. Like, if they solve it differently and it works for them, like, listen and, like, figure out.
What they do. Right, because that could give you a new opportunity to learn something from them too, right?
Yeah.
So listen and learn. Just because you're the mentor doesn't mean you're the all-knowing master, right? You still have room to learn. You're close though. What makes a bad mentor then? Like, what are some negative things that you've seen or you've experienced, or just in your mind you already know, like, this is what a bad mentorship would look like? Yeah.
You don't know how to explain.
Okay, you can't explain, or you forgot to solve how to solve, or can't explain. Oh man, EXPLAIN. I can do that. Yes. What else makes a bad mentor?
Or you do the problem for them and then they're just saying they understand, but really they're just copying off of your work.
Right. Just doing it for them, like, right? Like, okay, so here, you just do this, then you do this. And then you get it, and they're like, yeah, of course I get it. But really, they're just like, no, I don't get it. They just don't want to admit it. Of course, that makes sense.
Not necessarily when you can't explain, but when you almost explain too fast, or you say words that they don't really know what that means.
Over-explain?
Yeah, over-explain.
So if we can over-explain, if over-explaining is a negative, what would be a positive?
Under-explaining.
What would be another word that means under-explain? Explaining slowly, or how about simplifying? Making it simpler to understand, right?
Oh, darn it. Or how about letting them do the problem themselves?
Good. Letting them.
Yeah.
Yes, just leading, not doing it. I like that.
Any other thing that could fall in the negative category that you've seen? Think of like the opposite of some of the things you have up here. If someone isn't kind, right, just being impatient with them, or being upset or frustrated.
Somebody that talks too much.
Frustration. What do you mean? Who is the talk? When you say someone talks too much, the mentor, or the mentee?
No, like they talk too fast.
Oh, okay. So talking.
When the mentor sidetracks and starts talking about something.
I know.
Okay, sidetracks. Or unfocused. Could we say unfocused?
Or when they don't really care about teaching you.
Why wouldn't a mentor care? But that's a good one. Just that, I mean, that's still good. Like, simply don't care. That happened at the beginning of the year. someone who has become an unbelievable mentor. Really struggled at first, and I sat down with her. I was like, "What's going on? Like, you have so much to share, but you're not producing, good work as far as mentoring goes." And she's like, "Well, I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to say it." And so we kind of went over the same thing. Well, what do you think a good mentor does? And then now she's saying really quickly for today, because lunch is almost over, but why this isn't a terrible thing, right? Mastering a topic means that you can teach it too. Right? Mastering a topic really means I know it so well that I can teach it. And if you get to a place that, I actually forgot how to solve it, that's not a bad thing, because that puts that in your mind that, oh, wait a second, I still have a little bit of extra help that I need as well. Teaching someone else, you're relearning all the work that you've been doing. You guys have become really good mentors, so I'm really proud of the work you're doing. This list is actually really awesome. Being patient, being kind, mentor should know the topic. A good mentor asks a lot of questions. A good mentor goes step by step, baby steps. A good mentor listens and is open to learning new things from their mentee. Simplifying each problem and really explaining things simply. Letting them do the problem rather than you doing the problem. You're letting them and you're guiding them through. And then this one is great. Leading, not doing. Right? You're leading them through. You're not doing it for them. Which is what you guys said. Doing the problem for them is actually a negative of like what a bad mentor does. Is they just say, here, let me just do it for you. And I've seen that happen a lot. And I'm sure it's happened to you in the past as well. You guys, thank you. This is awesome. Hopefully that you guys can take this and kind of keep it in the front of your mind next time you're mentoring.